Okay, back. So when this beat starts breaking down, that is when I'm going to attempt to bring in the De La Soul. And the good thing about both of these is that they are not on repitch, so I can alter the tone as needed. One thing I like doing that I've done in other mixes is, as I'm doing a filter here, every once in a while I'll put the same exact style filter on the beat and let this go. And that's also kind of a fun thing to do. So I might do that in here. And I believe I do have my low pass turned on. I mean, available. I'll just clean it up later because I don't know how long this is going to go. Now I actually hear a difference, even though this is all the way up. When you turn this off, the attack of the kick it's more pronounced. So that's why you have to disable your plugins when they're not when you're not using them. So I actually will only enable it exactly where I'm using it, and then disable it exactly when it's finished to maintain the sound quality. This is a good spot to do it. But I believe I'm going to want the resonance to be medium, not low, because it's going to sound just like an EQ slope, which is a little boring for this case. Yeah. Ooh, and I have to fix this warping here too. Now that's interesting. When I bring this down, the highs from these are brought out, and you hear the mistakes in the warping, which is funny. I wouldn't have picked up on it had I not been filtering down right there. So what I'll just do is do a little click. Yeah, it's just live drumming, so you can only fix it so much. This is a little easier because he puts his own kick in. I think that's fine, hopefully. So, it's taking longer and longer to save the project because more and more is in it. So the resonance for this track, oh, it's up for that one too. So I'm going to want it, I believe, yeah, it's medium there as well. So I'm just going to keep it at medium and then bring it down later. Again, I just have to remember, because I don't know how long this is going to go. So let's do it. actually, what I'm really trying to achieve is a curve. Again. Here, I might get away with something. Nah. Kind of an idea, but whatever. I kind of like how you can hear the live hi-hats in here. It's not perfect, clearly, but it's live, so it's all right. It's not that bad, and because I fixed the warping up a little bit, it doesn't sound too train wrecky. I'm happy with it. It sounds organic. I'm afraid to enable this. I'm scared. Let's just see. It's a little much, but I want to make it work. I'm a little determined to make this work. So first, I have to get the pitches correct. The best way to do this is to just line it up with this. Yeah, just line her up and let them match up. Let's see. What's the best place to do it? He's really like giving me lots of chances to do fun things, which is what it's all about. Let's copy that. Put this over here as a little test strip, and move you over here, and loop it, and see what happens. So this needs to be turned up, I think. That's high. And I don't want to mess with the pitch of this, because when you do it, it colors it even worse. And because this is so mangled already, because it's from a rap song from 1993, I'm more comfortable altering this one than this one. Plus, it just sounds so great in the mix. I don't want to touch it. So this is lower for whatever reason. So it's kind of annoying to do this, but I'm listening to that one sort of goes like woo. It's in both of them. Actually, it's only in this. And that should match with these, with that, I think. It's tough. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to turn the volume down. That's kind of it, 47-ish. So 50. That's not bad. Let's work with that and see what happens. Where was I putting you? I forgot. So I'm thinking I'm going to want to remove the bass from this, but I guess I'll do it with a filter than with an EQ, just because the more filters you put in things, the more they gel, at least in this environment.
I want to let forensics prove that I can bend screw with the thread from leader while I hate. Wanna say salutation to the nation of the Nubians. We about to place it in that 3 feet of stew again. The frequency of the shadow, Mr. Jones. I got a hate of other hundreds, cause it's short-term rally and a score for the shotty in the jacket.
Too much rap is obnoxious, but I want some. I want like a little chunk of rap and then back into the beats. So it's all rap.
When he packs it, so get your butt out the sling. I saw my early morning, freak the wake morning, get dates, big days, messes up my mind, ground 0 degrees, and the weather feels fine.
That's clean. And here we have rap with no melody. So that might sound nice too. And the cool thing is at the end there's a little 1-2, 1-2. So I could tease. That little 1-2, 1-2, I could kind of start up. Hello. I could kind of do this. Let's see how that affects things. It's a nice thing about Ableton is it's smart enough to know to place it there or at the beginning if I choose to. It snaps. So to tease it in, and if people recognize it, I would, you know, I would love it. Yeah, so obviously needs help, and I will help it. Let's see. Let's just loop it. A 1 2, a 1 2. Meow. Well, let's look at the ones that I could warp it, you know, but I think it obviously belongs right there. Yep. It's clashing with the other dude's voice. We'll make it work. Yeah. There we go. And now to make this easier to copy and paste, you just select an even amount, and I would actually go over here because this is the rate it's going to get looped at, and then just consolidate it, Command J, and now you have it. Obviously needs to be turned way up. So I'm going to give it its own channel. Definitely because it might be playing over the other De La Soul as well. So, I'm just gonna. I could normalize it in peak and blah blah blah, but now that I should normalize it. Is peak still open? Yeah. I would need to export this to a new file. It's already. I actually have it as a file. All right, let's do this. It's a good lesson. So you go into your project folder. I think you go to samples, consolidate, and then it should be this. Yeah.
012.
Right. So then I'm going to open it in peak. Going to maintain the placement and everything. Maybe I can fade that little guy in a little bit because I actually want to do a little crossfade. This is why I love peak. I'm really sad that they went out of business. All right, and then that's going to sound a bit smoother.
012.
Okay.
012.
Definitely want to get rid of some of the bass. So what am I doing? Plugins. You just use the original bias EQ, and just do this.
012.
I wish this just would hover.
012.
That's fine. And it's actually pretty loud here. And because of this spike, normalizing it's not going to help too much. So I can just apply some nasty compression and call it a day. My favorite way to squeeze the hell out of something is max limit. I have two of them. One works, one doesn't. I always get it wrong too.
012.
Oh, that's correct. All right. So I'm not exactly sure why this seems loud enough to me now.
012.
That's just obnoxious. So what I'm actually going to do is not do this, but I'm just going to save this. I'm going to make a new folder called put it in there. and then bring it in. And it's a lot louder and I don't know why, but I'm not going to ask questions right now. So delete that, bring that in here, make sure it's not warped because it's already placed exactly right. Have high quality turned on. I don't know why it's not by default. Save, and then should sound okay. Yeah, very, very workable. So now that I have that, okay. Now I have to figure out what I want. So what I'm going to do is start them back here and do a low pass filter. I think that was wrong. Yeah. Okay. Stick a filter in there. Oh, it's already there. Turn it on. And this time I want the resonance to be low. I don't want to hear any effects on the resonance. So oddly enough, it's on medium. I used it there. And I'm going to keep the resonance the way it was. So I'm just going to turn it down here for good, because I only used it on that part of the project so far. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then start low and then move up. And that'll be my it'll be like a volume fader but with a filter, which makes it sound nicer. Something. Yeah. I could even put some delay in there. It's an idea. It's fairly easy. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I like the ping pong delay. Where are you? Yeah. So I'm just gonna pick one. And actually, I'm going to make it a send and return so I can use it for another track if I want to. So what I will do is just stick the first one in, and then in the mixer, you go to A. It's the A return, and then I'm just going to turn up how much of the send I want to send it to. And I'll figure it out as I'm listening to it. And then over here, I can edit or just do whatever I want. So let's see. Don't hear anything. Let's see. Oh, let's try the default one. And what's cool is that the BPM is all locked in, so anything that I try is gonna work. It's gonna be locked in. So with delays and sends and stuff, this is getting into production, but I usually like to stick a compressor on the return of the delay so that the trail off is more apparent. So I'll just put the classic compression on there, see what that sounds like. Yeah. I don't like the pattern though. It's alright. That's cute. Just turn down the feedback maybe, so ping. No. No. Okay, so. Oh, what we want to do is turn down the send and then turn off the feedback. That makes a big difference. And of course, the filter. Let's actually, so we can hear it, turn the frequency up. I like that. So I'm going to keep this the way it is, and then I'm going to change how much delay I want by my send level here. So right now I'm at -4, and I'm going to do that as well. So all of that affects the way it sounds. I want to hear something, like I said. And like here, I think, as it's creeping in and you're getting the hint that it's there, I don't want too much of it. So again, things start to look symmetrical. It's like, wait a minute, I've heard that somewhere before. And right when you think you figured it out, I make it obvious by actually sticking the rap in. So I'm realizing that I want this to stop and flatten out about there. Yeah. And somewhere in here, well, what happens here? Okay, so this is where I could. Now I don't just want to stick in the track as it, you know, was released, because that's stupid. So I just have to sit here and figure out what I want.